Patrik Allvin speaks out on the Canucks' top prospect possibly coming to North America sooner rather than later. I'll get into that later on in this episode and who this prospect is. But before I start, I just wanted to say to the 98% of you guys that aren't subscribed, make sure to go down, hit that subscribe button. We'll be here all season long, giving you updates from all around the Canucks, from trades, rumors, game recaps, prospect breakdowns, anything you can think of. But with that, let's hop straight in the first topic today, which is Allvin hints at the Canucks' top prospect coming to North America. Now, this prospect, of course, being Jonathan Lekkerimäki. Jonathan Lekkerimäki was talked about by Allvin, and he said he's had a good season here in Sweden. He's been working hard since the offseason, another 8 months for him, and we'll be excited to see him in training camp. Once the season over, we hope we see him on Abbotsford, and we'll take it from there. He is talking about Lekkerimäki's team in the SHL, Abro HK of the SHL. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But as you can see, that they are ranked ninth right now in the standings. Top 8 does make the playoffs, and they're 10 points behind, so it's not looking too promising. Abro's final game is March 12th, and this does open up a sample size of Abbotsford having 15 more games from March 13th onward before the playoffs would start for Lekkerimäki to get in. Getting this guy over to North American ice would be huge for this organization, as you're getting a prospect into North America, letting him get used to the smaller ice, what it feels like to play in North America, and to build some chemistry with a guy like Ashley Baines. So he does continue on, and this was during the World Juniors. Our scouts obviously did their homework. We're very pleased with how they're performing in this tournament. It's great to see Lekkerimäki in this season tournament taking a big step and taking shots at beating a leader on this team here. Now, he did go on, if you did watch Into the World Juniors for Team Sweden, to win the tournament MVP. They did ultimately lose in the gold medal game to Team USA, but Lekkerimäki did score a goal in this game, and just seeing his development through the years has been quite impressive. And just knowing that he's this close to making his trip to the Canucks organization, if that's with Abbotsford Canucks or with the Vancouver Canucks later on or into next season, is going to be a big time to really look at this guy and just watch some highlights. Now, you might ask yourself, who is Jonathan Lekkerimäki? And Lekkerimäki is the real deal. He was a 15th overall pick in the 2022 draft by the Vancouver Canucks. He's just 19 years old, from Sweden, plays right wing, 5'11", 172 pounds. So yes, he does have a bit of time to kind of put a frame on himself, to put a tiny bit more weight, and to just kind of get used to North American ice, which will all come together once he does come over. Now, you do look at Lekkerimäki. As I said, in the World Juniors, he did have 10 points, 7 goals, 3 assists. That's a second there from the bottom. And then you see with Abro this season, he does have 11 goals, 9 assists for 20 points. He is playing quite well, especially when you're looking at this as a high competitive league with a lot of guys with NHL experience, or just 30-year-olds that have been used to this and playing in this type of league their entire career. So seeing a guy come in like this and having the 11 goals and 9 assists for 20 points is quite outstanding for a young guy like this. I do believe the SHL leader in, I believe it was points by an under 19 guy or under 20, was actually by Elias Pettersson. I don't think Lekkerimäki is going to break this, but I do think he's going to come close to it. Now, when you do look at Lekkerimäki as a whole, you kind of think to yourself too, what does he bring to the Canucks organization? So this is just a quick breakdown on Lekkerimäki going into the draft. His shot stands out, and he's also been extremely high skill level. On the man advantage, just give him the puck and you get quality scoring chances each time, you will see goals. I've actually seen a lot of articles and a lot of people talking about how this could be the perfect Kuzmenko replacement. We've seen Kuzmenko get traded off in the Elias Lindholm deal. Something that he did bring last season especially, and not so much this year, was just power play goals, his excellence on the power play, and just his offensive drive and skill as a whole. So getting a guy like Lekkerimäki in on just the entry-level contract is going to be big for the Canucks, especially next year if they do look at signing a guy like Elias Lindholm. They do need to still sign Pettersson, Hronek. There's a lot of names that need to be signed. So getting in a young guy like this on a cheap contract that can make an instant impact, especially on the power play, and just fight for top 6 or middle 6 minutes is going to be kind of underlooked by a lot of Canucks fans, scouts, everything in between. Now, when you do look at him, that shot may be the best of Lekkerimäki's offensive tool, but it's not the only one. He has a reasonably deft handler with a skill and blend of pass. He can dangle, he's good at maneuvering, and the sound mechanic base with the puck almost handled into his hip pocket. This guy is going to put up stats for Vancouver. He's going to join Abbotsford. He's going to develop down here. But I do really see this guy getting shot, especially in training camp. And I could honestly see this being the situation that we did see with Toronto, where Fraser Minten got his sample size before it being sent back down, where they really do take a look at Lekkerimäki. If he continues its dominance right now in the SHL, comes over for Abbotsford, makes a playoff run, looks good down there. A guy like Ashley Baines could be a perfect line mate with him. Maybe we see a bit of chemistry build here, and this could honestly be one of, or two of them could be the Canucks' future of a top 6 player or middle 6 for just the immediate future. So what you guys thoughts? Do you think Lekkerimäki needs to spend more time overseas, maybe give him one more year in the SHL? Do you hope he joins Abbotsford this year like Patrik Allvin hinted at? And do you think he makes the Canucks for a playoff run if injuries happen? Or do you really hope he just kind of stays in the AHL and just develops from there? But that'll be this. This will be it for this episode of Canucks Digest. As I said, if you enjoyed, make sure to go down, hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. I love reading through the comments. I haven't had a lot of time to really respond yet, but I will get there eventually because I love reading through and especially just seeing all your guys' insights. But as I said, that'll be it for this episode, and take care.